Hello and welcome, everyone. Today, we're introducing the Replace Terms node in PolyAnalyst. In a previous tutorial, we covered the Replace Categories node, but in some scenarios, using the Replace Terms node can be more effective. Let's take this dataset as an example. It contains information on vehicle complaints records. If we click on the Distinct tab, and then the Injury Type column, we will see that these types are not well organized. For instance, the word injury can appear in its singular or plural form with a number next to it, and fatality is sometimes marked as fatal. If we apply the Replace Categories node to this column to group these values, it would take a lot of time as we'd have to modify the values one by one. But with the Replace Terms node, we only need to write a rule to match and replace the patterns. Here's how it works. First, select one or more columns as target columns. You can rename them, and if you prefer to modify the original column without creating a new one, you can select the Drop Source option. Next, in the Option tab, we build the Replace rules. The list of rules is configured in the upper left area. Using the toolbar, we can create, duplicate, or remove a rule. Change the execution order of rules, add rules to the library, and export or import rules as CSV files. Below the list, you can add descriptions for each rule if needed. There is also a drop-down menu called Common Options that allows us to specify the text fragment we are searching. Additionally, we can check these two replace options to keep only the match we want. And when the third option is checked, only the replace text is included in the output column. The last option here instructs the node to execute the rules one after another. If it's unchecked, the rule order above doesn't matter. Moving to the right, we edit a rule's expression in the Match Rule text field. There are three different types of syntax for rules: substring, wildcard, or regular expression rules. In short, substring rules are basic alphanumeric word searches. Wildcards enable you to search for different patterns of characters, and regular expressions offer more complex pattern matching. To group the values mentioned earlier, I'll first create a substring rule to convert the plural form of the word injury to its singular form. For the word fatality, it's better to use a regular expression rule since it has two variations, fatal and fatalities. To remove the numbers, we will need another rule. This query matches the pattern where the word fatality or injury follows a or more digit with a space between them. By writing /1 in the replacement rule, it will only keep the words wrapped in the first pair of parentheses in the match rule. For clarification, we can rename these three rules, and then run the rule test based on actual column values or customize any words or sentences to make the test more efficient. The numbers are not removed, but we will address that later. The tab next to it contains common match rules for regular expression or wildcard syntax. By double-click, the rule can be added to the list above. All right, let's continue to explore the other rule options with these rules. The first option restricts the rule to perform a case-sensitive search. We can see the difference through the result. If the whole word option here is unchecked, when we search fatal, the rule will match part of fatality, which is not what we want. So we should enable it here. By checking the whole text option, the rule has to match the whole text exactly, nothing more, nothing less. Selecting Keep Capitalization, the results case won't be changed by the Replace rule. The option Search within one word can be used while searching with wildcards. If enabled, wildcards for any single character, 0 or more characters, do not match white spaces. When the Ignore White Spaces option is enabled, it removes all the space, tab, and new line in the match rule. If we disable it, the patterns in the text can be matched. Or we use /s to represent a space when enable it. The last option allows a dot character to match all characters, including new lines. And note that all these configurations are applied per rule. Let's now execute all these rules and check the results. The word fatality has been integrated, but the case is still not standardized and produce another variation. We can add another replace rule to solve it. Okay, that's all for today's introduction to the replace terms node. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next video.